Howdy everybody, and welcome to Random Rhapsody's crossover event. Things got a little switched around, but it's okay. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM, and joining me here at my virtual table are Alyssa, Jeremy, Joe, John, Natalie, and Steven. We're jumping right back in, so say hi everybody.
Hello.
Hey.
When we last left off, our heroes had traveled to Rowena, the oasis capital of the Margarden Federation, in an attempt to acquire a dream root that is in the possession of the Zaeim. While the more martially inclined of both parties try their luck competing in the Azure Championship Gladiator Tournament, the remainder of both groups decided to ally with a familiar face to attempt to break into the magical vault owned by the Federation Zaeim. In a secret safe house located underneath a tavern called the Archer and the Rose, we find Blood from a Stone, Corin, Eloise Brightcrystal, Necthros Veil, Effie, and Willow, where they met with Shadows in the Wind, a Tabaxi rogue working for the Cerulean Syndicate. There the team learned about the mysterious Guildmaster who rules over Rowena, the Syndicate's connections to both the Zaeim, the Dreamer Cult, and also about the vault itself. This information confirmed several things for both parties, though I imagine that the info probably didn't ease the blood pressure of at least a few of the members of the group. Eventually, Shadows settled in to tell the group all of the information he had gathered about the vault over the many years he had served as the Guildmaster's mastermind. He laid out the various stages of the long trek down below the depths of the palace to the treasure room that lies far beneath it. While he didn't know all of the finer details about what they would find down there, the Tabaxi at least managed to glean a few hints and clues about what they would find once they got there. As for gaining entry into that place in the first place, Shadows had concocted a plan to pose as caterers, assigned to help with the banquet that would be taking place the evening after the first round of the Azure Championship. And so, Team Vault Heist, or should I call you Shadows 9, since technically that's how many of you there are, including the 3 orcs Shadows had with him. The 6 of you had set off in the middle of the night to break into the Spice of Life catering company to steal uniforms and a copy of their entry documents for the palace. Unfortunately, it wasn't long before your group was noticed by a pair of patrolling guards and questioned about your presence there. Now, Blood, Corin, and Veil, you quickly slipped into the night shadows while Effie, Eloise, and Willow worked to distract the pair of guards and keep them occupied through a mixture of fan service and seduction that was ultimately successful, though rather chaotic. In the end, the boys did manage to break into the caterers, collect the items that you all needed, and made their way back out again, while the ladies drew the guards away and back on their patrol. So as you all regroup a few blocks away and start heading back to the Archer and the Rose, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, when you were a child, what did you want to be? Or what did you think you were going to be when you grew up? And since Corin, you're the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
Corin didn't actually have anything that he wanted to be when he grew up because he wasn't actually sure whether or not he was going to survive to adulthood.
Okay, fair.
We already got one dark rogue in the party, alright? We don't need 2.
Well, this is going to get awkward.
3. I forgot. 3. We don't need 3 rogues in the party.
With that in mind, Eloise, how about you?
You
I
there?
don't know. I don't know.
There she is.
I mean, what can you be other than yourself?
Okay. That's fair. What else can you be but yourself?
What you think people want you to be?
Yeah, but Eloise is definitely the type that is who exactly she wants to be.
She doesn't know anything else. Her father only ever taught her how to be herself, whatever herself was.
Absolutely.
Which is why blood confuses the ever-loving fuck out of her.
That's definitely true.
I don't know what
Okay.
you're talking about.
I like it. Well, Willow, how about you?
Willow just wanted to be free since she was enslaved by the Rogues Guild.
Well, that is a good dream for somebody who's forced to work for the Cerulean
Cerulean
Syndicate.
Syndicate.
So yeah, I get it. Okay. Necthros Veil, how about you?
Vale always knew he wanted to be a wizard. He didn't know he was going to be a necromancer at the time as a child, but once he got dabbled into the dark arts and the undead, he knew that he was going to be the greatest necromancer that ever walked the face of this planet.
The what? He fell in love with the black eyeliner?
It was a pretty hard goth stage in his teenage years.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I like it. Okay. Effie, how about you?
She just wanted to be rich. She's bougie. She's done with box rocks, but she just wanted to be rich. She'll do anything to make money.
Okay, I like it. Wanted to be rich, would do anything for money. Well, that's probably how you wound up on this heist right here. Okay, I dig it. Blood from a Stone. Take us away.
Well, I learned from my father to be a ranger in the wastelands, and I figured that's all I was going to actually end up ever being. Provide for my family, my tribe, and help protect people who don't know what they're doing out in the wastelands from the creatures that live there. Very simple life.
Okay, I like it. Well, with thoughts of your past lives and what could have been, the rest of you are heading towards the Archer and the Rose after just making your way from the Spice of Life catering company. It is very late in the evening. It's probably somewhere around the 11:30 midnight range, judging by the moon, which is in a gibbous position right now, so that it doesn't cast a whole lot of light on the world around you. But most of you have dark vision, and those that don't, there are still lanterns lit throughout the city, so it's not like it's total darkness. But, yeah. So, Shadows 9, what are you wanting to do?
Willow would like to be able to see, because I can't see anything on the map.
Oh, have I not moved you yet?
No.
Nope.
No, I didn't. I apologize. There you are. Well, actually, you were probably...
I can see!
That's fine. Indeed, you can. But like I said, you're still heading towards the Archer and the Rose. You haven't got there quite yet, but I just threw you up on the map so you can have some visual. But it's not far. If you're wanting to just go straight there, we can just go straight there. Not too much problem. This is just an opportunity. If there's anything you wanted to do in the evening before heading back, now is the time.
I want to avoid getting caught by the guards a second time.
Okay. So what are you doing?
Heading straight back.
Never head straight back.
What? Why?
Well, you don't want to, in case somebody's following you.
You know, before we actually head out, maybe this is a good time to have a toast to the luck of this group.
I don't know about
We
luck.
don't have
We
any
were fine.
alcohol here.
Oh no, I've got alcohol. That's not a problem. But no, we
Willow will just point at you, like you.
He'll give one of the cheaper bottles of wine that he had that he's not, putting into Liam's arms when he falls asleep with an empty bottle. He give him one of the ones that Liam maybe didn't get a taste for.
Okay, fair enough. You pass that bottle over to Willow, taking it out of your bag of holding.
Like, I don't know what y'all want to do, but he's going to hold up that scroll of the paperwork. He goes, I got work to do.
Willow will raise it to the group, take a swig, and I'll pull it out to see if someone else wants a swig.
I will not take a swig of the $8-est bottle of wine.
Yeah, that stuff was pretty nasty when you took a swig. Like, it's sweet in a sickling sweet kind of way. Like, if you ever drank the MD 2020, the actual grape flavored one, it's pretty harsh.
Or like Boone's Farm.
Yeah, like Boone's
Farm.
Farm.
Don't you fucking attack Boone's Farm. That was the nectar of high school. Come on.
We had all we could get in high school.
We had such different high school lives.
Yep.
Oh, it's that and vodka, but I just don't want to be crude.
Well, as you're all, Willow's chugging some really cheap hooch. The rest of you...
No, I took a swig.
You just took a swig. Okay, fine.
I took a swig, and then I passed it around to see if anyone else wanted some.
That belongs to you now. Your lips touched it, it's yours.
Xenophobic.
No, it's got nothing to do with xenophobic. I just don't want to... I don't drink it anyway.
Well, as I said, you all make your way back. Blood leading a kind of a winding path, not the same path you took to get there. He's a paranoid kitty. But eventually,
it's city, though. He knows where he's going.
Yeah, you do. It's not hard to find the Archer and the Rose. Once you return, there are still people in there, though not nearly as many as when you first went through. The bartender glances at all of you and kind of flashes you a symbol, Blood and Willow, that you would recognize as Thieves' Cant for successful with a question mark.
Oh, yeah. Blood will return. Mixed results, got the job done.
Okay. The bartender just kind of gives you a nod head to the back kitchen door, and you're able to make your way back down. And once inside, you find that Shadows actually isn't in the room, and neither are two of the orcs. The third one that is still there is Kogan, who, as he looks up at your group as you all walk in, and kind of nods his head to you. He's been sitting there, making a copy of that the journal and the information that you got from Seigman, the list of names.
Mm.
As you all kind of file in, he looks up and he's like, "Oh, you're back. The boss is in the other room, but I'm just finishing this up. You got some interesting stuff here."
Oh yeah. Blood will plop down next to him, get out his kit and his gear and his paper, and he's going to start studying and working on that those orders. And I guess he'll need to know from Shadows what names he needs to use.
Mm-hmm. As he's looking over this, he passes around the letter, and he says, "Now, a few of these actually we do recognize. Some of them are fairly well-to-do, and not gonna lie, they're kind of concerning."
Yeah, to say the least.
Those of you who haven't seen it, this is the list of initiates. if you ask around, if you ask Blood about it, he knows more. But the orc kind of just passes around the sheet of paper, which has a bunch of names on it. Most of them are just a descriptive of a name and what their species is and what they did. But like there are some places, Willow and Corin, that are familiar to you. Anyway, Shadows, after a few minutes, walks in and opens the door, and he looks around to your group. Oh, you're back, are you? I suspect that your mission was a success.
Yes. Quite.
Very interesting. May I see those documents?
Yeah, I'll hand them over.
He takes it and glances and looks it over, and also looks over the outfits that you collected, and he says, "This should definitely work for what we need." Now, Blood, you are a forger, so I assume you can make a copy of this and put some different names as well.
Did you have names in particular you want to use, or?
There is one name that we specifically need to use. Dornbeck Ironbeard. He is the owner of the Spice of Life caterer, and he is one individual that we will need to impersonate to get in. And he looks over at you, Willow, and he says, "I expect you should be able to mimic a dwarf," and he hands you a piece of paper that it's a sketch of a shorter dwarf with a beard that's kind of cut and styled in almost like a boxy fashion.
Was that the dwarf that was sleeping in the office?
It does look like him, yeah.
I mean, Blood can't do it for long, but he'll be like, he'll look at, I guess he would look at Willow over, he's like, and he'll just kind of like snap his fingers. It's like, now he was sleeping, I don't know what his eye color is, but like, this is what they were looking like. And he'll use his disguise self.
Okay. So seeing that, Willow, you can get a good approximation of what this dwarf looks like. Anywho, now Shadows comes and sits down at the table, and he says, "Well, now, as for the rest of those names, Blood, the names you give don't really matter so much as long as it reflects the 9 of us."
Mm.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was muted because my brother started talking to me. I'll start transforming to the dwarf.
Okay. And it's not hard to do. You can make yourself look like the dwarf. And Shadows nods appreciatively, and he says, "Now, you may be able to do that sort of thing magically, blood from a stone, but
yeah,
she can do these things much more naturally."
I think I figured out what she is.
He turns back to Willow and he says, "Now, you are going to be acting as though you are the owner of the catering company, and we're going to be there bringing in supplies. Now, I sent, what's their names? I sent Argtha and Shura out to get some equipment that we had acquired not long ago, that in the other side of the safe house down here. So we got all that stuff. We're going to be just carrying some crates in, following behind Willow. All you're going to have to do is give them the document that Blood here is going to create. Let them know who we are. They're going to search us, of course, and search the crates. What we're bringing in is mostly plates and other goods. And then once they check all of us, they will allow us to come inside. Now, what this means is that we are going to have to not carry any of our equipment with us. Now, I know, Veil, you have a portable hole. I assume you probably have other magical items that can hold things. So, my plan is for us to put the gear we're going to be using in the vault, inside the portable hole or whatever, and have your bird fly around holding on to that while we are getting inside. Once we are inside, we can open a window to have them fly in. We gather our equipment and arm ourselves, and from there make our way to the palace, or to the throne room of the palace. Y'all with me so far?
Yep.
Once inside there, we will find the door to the Zaeim's vault and make our way through.
Willow's going to raise her hand real quick. Did anyone catch the weapon that he was carrying so I can have a like weapon to it?
He did not have a weapon.
He's a caterer.
Okay.
I don't
Catering
think you'll
company.
need to worry about that, yeah.
I will
Dangerous times, you never know.
look over at Shadows and go, will I need to disguise myself?
He looks you over, and while elves are a rarity, there are a few that reside in this area, so as long as Blood puts an elven name on the list of people who are coming in, it should be okay.
Understood.
Just, if you want to, we can sit down and concoct a backstory for you if you really want. Address, that sort of thing. That way you have a plausible excuse.
More perhaps if you can simply tell me how elves in this area act.
They tend to be quiet and keep to themselves, the ones that do live in this area. Leaving your homeland, as I'm sure you know, is a difficult process. And then he kind of has a gleam in his eye as he's saying this.
Actually, I will say with 100% truthfulness, yes, I do understand. Because I left the Feywilds, so I do understand.
He kind of smirks a little bit as you say that. And he says, as you like, just keep your head down. Don't answer too many questions. Not as long as the rest of us appear copacetic, you should as well. Does anybody have any other questions, or are there anybody in need of some things? Now, I do have a few suits of leather armor and studded leather armor here, as well as a couple of adamantine daggers, if anyone needs a weapon. But if you're wanting anything else, I'd recommend heading to the bazaar first thing in the morning before we head out to the palace. Now keep in mind we need to be at the palace at 7 a.m. sharp if we want enough time to get in there and find what we need to before the rest of the caterers show up.
You got any adamantine tipped arrows, by chance?
Do I look like I'm made of money?
Yeah, he shakes his head.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't have any on there. He does have a few bolts. He has a 20 bolt adamantine tipped bolts, but that's about it.
Alright. Yeah, I guess he could use that.
Do you have a crossbow?
He'll have to get one.
Okay.
He's got a longbow and he's got his hand crossbow, but I guess that is magical.
It is, yeah.
And so he can't use those.
Arcane foci don't count as magical, do they?
Not unless it specifically says so.
No.
I have a light crossbow. I'll probably I'll take those bolts if I can.
Alright, you can have them.
Okay. Or you can split
Or
them,
at
take
least a
10
few
and
of them.
10.
Yeah. I'll do 10. Maybe even 5. You'll probably use more than I would.
Because you can still do spells and shit once you're inside. You just can't have magical items, I would think, right?
Yes, that's correct. You can still use your magic. You have all your magical abilities.
You know what? Then take the bolts. Do you want to use this crossbow? Do you have one?
Yeah, I gave. Actually, you know what? I gave that one to you.
You could take it back.
Yeah, I'll use it for now.
Okay, it's just a light crossbow.
Yeah, because I can't use my shit. And my +1 ammunition isn't going to work either, is it?
No.
Yeah. But at least the adamantine shit will work to get around, things. So,
as for the rest of things, anybody who needs something stored, I do have a small vault of my own here that I'm happy to keep any of your items in. Those of you who can't exactly bring it with us, which I imagine most of you can't, keep in mind those of you who have the wrist pocket ability will be able to put one item of 5 pounds or less. If anyone wants to get the tattoo, they can do so tonight. It just costs. Yeah. But speak now or forever hold your peace on that one. Those of you who do have one and needed it modified, for the rest of the evening, Shadows does have the guy that he knows, the magician, come in and kind of tweak your enchantments to allow you to actually attune that and hold on to other items in the wrist pocket that you have tattooed besides what the conclave has. It modifies the tattoo a little bit. You actually see that the enchantment has changed slightly. But and once that does, your actual journal and the ink pod and quill that you had in there just fall out and drop to the floor. But afterwards, when that's over, you are able to wrist pocket one item of up to 5 pounds.
Matt?
Yes.
Would Shadows figure that it's better for me to bring my atlas or my headband? Because I can use the atlas as a focus, but I don't need to. I can just bring a non-magical one.
Mm-hmm.
What's the headband do?
Boosts my charisma from 8 to 19 in case we end up any charisma saves.
I would suggest, this is just my suggestion, the atlas, because that has spells on it, correct?
Yes, but it's only if I can cast them, so there's some in there that I can't cast because I don't have level 6 spells.
Oh, okay.
And you have to be attuned to it to be able to get the spells from the book as wizard spells. So.
But I will remind you that if you put it in your wrist pocket, you are attuned to it still.
Yes.
Again, it's kind of one. What's up, Alyssa?
Well, Eloise is asking. Yeah. So then, should we put our magic items in Veil's hole until we can disable whatever the alarm is, and then we can use them, or do we want to leave them behind?
I don't think we're going to be able to use them because the hole itself cannot pass through, and from what we've found out, the mechanism to disable it is inside the vault, so there's no way to bring the portable hole in there. So what he's suggesting is we put everything in the portable hole and then we put that into the vault, his private vault.
Well, actually, what he was suggesting is that you give it to Jareth. Like, we put all of our gear, everything that we're not going to have on us, which it has to be everything, because, you don't want to show up at the palace fully armed and then say, hey, we're here for caterers. So he's suggesting you put everything in the hole, have Jareth flying with the hole. When we get inside the palace, he opens up a window, Jareth can fly in, we collect the non-magical items that we're going to use in the vault, and then Jareth can leave with the hole. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yes, actually, and Veil had an epiphany. So we will be doing that.
Okay.
How does... Hang on.
Hanging on.
Okay, so I'm gonna just leave the atlas and I'm gonna take the headband because there's not any spells I don't already have that I can actually cast because they're too high level for me.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'll be putting the headband in my wrist pocket spell once I cast it at the appropriate time.
Okay. Sounds good. Now, on your character sheets, for the rest of you, you're going to be just... All you have to do is, if it's a magical item, unclick it off of your character sheet.
Okay.
Already have.
So is the leather armor... What is the leather armor again? Is it 11 plus dex or 12 plus dex?
I believe it's 11.
Cool.
Oh, I see the little mark.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
its
Leather
base
is
armor
11.
is 11.
Studded is 12.
Okay, and then this gives me...
This sucks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
What's the matter?
I'm just not gonna take that. All right, great, awesome. Yeah, so I'll put everything except for my staff in the vault, whatever.
Okay.
And then, are we planning on coming back here afterwards?
Actually, funny you should mention that. That's the... eventually, yes. Once we have
Sorry.
disabled...
That was so adorable.
That was... It was. Anyway, Shadows is saying, once we have disabled the magical warding that's protecting against teleportation, I have this teleportation circle inscribed, and he passes it over onto the table to the two wizards.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna study that shit.
This circle...
We're gonna be study buddies on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this circle here is... Brandy's over here coughing. This teleportation circle leads to the home of a good friend of mine, Madame Leschaud. Madame Leschaud owns the largest brothel here in Rowena, and she is a well-practiced magician in her own right. She has inscribed a teleportation circle at the bottom of her brothel, and I have let her know that there is a possibility I might be using it. Now, she thinks that I'm just coming in from Ravancia and need a quick entry point, but at the very least, it's going to get us to the other side of the city. And he points on the Rowena map. Like, your group is kind of in the northwestern quadrant right now at his place. It is in the southeast.
How close would that be to another man's treasure?
I love that name.
Yeah, you look at it and you judge. It's probably about 6 blocks away.
Ooh.
Are they gonna be able to tell Matt by, like, casting some kind of spell where we teleported to?
I don't think it can work that way.
Matt honestly doesn't know the answer, but thanks for the idea.
That's
I'm definitely going to look into that.
Well, okay. I was asking for an Arcana check, so if you decide, let me know, and I'll make that check.
Like, legitimately, I have no idea, but I'm going to look it up. Is there a spell that can track a teleportation circle? I don't know. But hey,
Matt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave my weapons here and not in the bag of holding.
Okay.
Because I can't summon them if they're in the bag of holding.
Yeah, that's
because it's a different plane.
Yeah, but if you leave them in Shadow's vault, you can actually summon your weapons to you if you need to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do that.
Sounds good.
I was gonna plant Desi. Is there an inconspicuous place that I can plant her?
I'm sorry.
60-foot tree.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Miss Eloise. I'm not familiar with. What are you trying to plant?
A tree.
Well, there are a lot of palm trees in Rowena, but that's really the only kind of tree that really flourishes here. What kind of tree are you able to grow?
A big one.
A big then I would say there's not a lot of inconspicuous places for a giant non-palm tree.
Mm.
Can you control it, or is it just a 60-foot tree?
Or is it like a teleportation thing, or
It's the
Staff of the
tree.
Woodland just transforms into a tree.
I think
okay.
it's a 60-foot. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, you
It's
tell
60
me.
feet tall. No, so the tree is it's 60 feet tall, has a 5-foot diameter trunk, and its branches at the top spread out in a 20-foot radius.
Well, I'll just tell you as a freebie, because you're a druid, you haven't seen a tree that size here in the city. Most of them are very small. This is the desert. Like some of them get to be about 15 or so feet tall, but that's really the tallest. So it would definitely be conspicuous if it grew to its full height.
Dang it.
Sorry, this is the desert.
I guess I'll lock Desi in the vault.
You also, Blood Stone, you also have a bag of holding. Where are you going to be keeping that? Are you going to keep it here in the vault?
No.
Oh shit, and my bag of holding
He
too. Yeah.
trusts him. He also doesn't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
So no, he'll be making his own arrangements for that.
Fair enough. Well, Eloise, you do know that Blood from a Stone, he has a bag of holding, so you could ask him to hold on to it, or you could just put it in the vault here. It's up to you.
I'm just gonna look at Blood and be like,
I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I can't do your bag of holding though.
no.
I don't want to die.
No.
And after Mr. Veil told me once when I said, "Hey, I can put your portable hole in here," he explained that we would probably die. So I'm not going to do that.
You would certainly die.
You would definitely die.
I mean, other than having a bunch of heads in the bag of holding.
I think unless you keep your potions in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab the healing potions from my bag of holding.
As far as potions, is that going to set off the alarms?
As long as they're not magically enchanted, Shadow said that no, a potion will not trigger it.
But what do you mean?
Potions and scrolls.
Magically enchanted.
Well, because there are some potions that exist out there that have been further enhanced with magic to become more potent.
Okay.
Your average everything.
Potion.
Everything that Eloise makes, or most of the potions that you get in Apothecary, it's not that. These are things that enchanters have to specially make. They're very high, powerful
So
spells.
let's say someone's had a potion for a long time that they haven't used, called a potion of giant strength.
No, that would not be.
Oh, am I going to use that finally? All right, sweet. I'm good.
Quick, someone drop a dinosaur on him.
Now, does anybody want just basic leather armor? Because he can give out that.
Blood's going to have to swap out for regular stud instead of his glamored.
I can't.
I don't think I could wear armor. Yeah.
My
Unfortunately.
AC's higher without armor.
I don't know how that's possible.
Because I have
It's
my dragon
natural.
hide feet.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Doodle-doo-doo.
Roll20 is lagging for me now, so I have to reload. Everything's going great this session. Okay, it's back.
So are we going to play Operation Get Behind Eloise this game?
Nah. Mage armor. I'll probably be one of the tankiest people here.
Okay, I just gave you the leather armor, Blood.
Yeah.
Does anybody want one of the two adamantine daggers?
Blood'll. I mean, if nobody else wants one, Blood will take one. But he does have the bow.
Yeah, I don't need one.
I don't need one.
I'll take one.
Okay.
3 daggers.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
Probably a stupid question, but I want to make sure. Is my veil of the Droon poison magical?
Is what?
It's Veil of Droon, I think it's pronounced. Drune.
It's a poison.
Yeah.
It is not magical.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't enhanced or anything like that, because I have 1 shot still left on that.
Okay, Blood, you got the adamantine dagger.
Oh, wheat. I guess while everybody else is talking, he'll be sitting there copying and writing up the their fake thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make your forger's toolkit check. Eloise, you now have your adamantine dagger. If anyone wants better weapons than adamantine daggers, like you can go buy them at the bazaar, just so you know.
22.
Nah.
Yeah, 22 with
Just scratch off the serial number.
You spend a good couple hours working on this, Blood, working away into the evening, and by the end of it, you have a very official-looking document, exactly like the one you took, that has the dwarf's name leading a group of 8 other individuals, all aptly named: 3 orcs, a dragonborn, an elf, a half-drow, and a tiefling. And another.
So
and
Shadow's not going with us?
and 2 tabaxi.
Okay.
Shadows is.
We have some free time to do things, yeah?
You have a bit of free time before you have to go to bed, like a few hours or so. And then in the morning you'll have about 2 hours to do any other shopping you're wanting to do. So anything you're wanting to do in that time period, let's do now. Then we'll do our long rest. Then we'll jump into heading to the palace.
I just want to make my intelligence check for studying my dictionary.
Okay, so you spent the rest of your evening just holed up in a room studying?
Yeah, in case somebody tries to talk to me.
That's fair.
Well, that's a 14.
Yeah, 14 it's not really coming to you. Like the stress of what you're planning on doing tomorrow morning is occupying your attention a lot more than the words in your dictionary, and that's going to be a failure.
That's all right. I've already got 4 successes so far, so.
Yeah. Now, Shadows is letting you all stay here at the inn for the night. There's rooms upstairs on the 2nd floor of the inn, and he told you previously that anyone who wants to stay there can. But you're also free to leave as long as you arrive back at the inn by 6 a.m. because you're going to be going to the palace, and you got to be there by 7.
I'm just going to stay with him because I've seen too many plans fail by stupid things happening that you can't control.
That is fair. Is there anything anyone else wants to do to prepare before tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to be raising 8 of those zombies that were in the portable hole. I'll be raising 8 of them.
Okay.
Animating 8 of them.
Sounds good. Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay. Sounds good. So with that, once all of your things are complete and you all head off to your respective rooms to get yourself a long rest. So you can go ahead and mark that on your sheet. Before I do that, I should remember something. Let's see. So the thing you had asked previously, Shadows, what kind of spells you all should prepare. What he does tell you is that he recommends that that you should prepare spells that can detect traps, detect magic or dispel magic, open doors. You mentioned climbing or flying, or any other spells that help you evade. And also any spells that can damage inanimate objects, since you're going to try to destroy that crystal. The last thing is someone has to prepare a teleportation spell and the sending spell if possible, just in case things go awry.
Okay, I do not have sending, but I do have teleportation circle that I can prepare.
Okay, so then I could take off my prepared teleportation circle and prepare sending.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that works.
You have shatter?
I do not.
Okay, neither do I.
That would have been a great one for that crystal.
I can maybe grab a scroll of it in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's still night. We haven't done anything, right?
Yeah, it's still in the evening. You have a couple hours left. We're just we're trying to fast track this. So
okay, then I'll see if I can buy a scroll of shatter.
Yeah, or yeah, that works. Or I was going to say, are there any spell books or spellcasters that we could copy a spell into? Just like when we're at the conclave, you know how Veil goes off and copies spells. Is there anything like this in this place?
And unfortunately, the Erudite Conclave does not have a location here in the Federation. That's something they specifically have told you before. There are people who like sell spell scrolls, who will sell them. The Scroll of Shatter. The Scroll of Shatter, I just looked up, costs 250 gold pieces.
Okay, I'm going to buy that, and then I'll look up the cost to copy it into my spellbook and do that as well.
50 gold.
Okay, so 300.
Yeah, if you have the paper, you can just take it off your character sheet already, because wizards should always have paper.
Yeah.
If you don't have enough of it, the person who sells spell scrolls will just sell you the paper at cost.
Yeah, we're good.
That's not a markup.
So I will add that to my spellbook then and prepare that for tomorrow.
Okay. And same thing, like you were talking earlier about like trading off spells. It does still cost the material component of the paper.
We knew that.
Yeah, okay. Yep. Just making sure. Oh, wait a minute. No, Shatter is a second level spell, not a first. Yes. So it would have been 100 gold to transfer over because it's a second level spell.
I'll take off the extra 50 then.
Yep. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. Alright, so I've got Knock and Shatter, and then my last second level spell is Wrist Pocket, so I won't be able to prepare anything like Invisibility or the like. But I'll have those too. And then I've got Dispel Magic and Counter Spell prepared, as well as Fly.
I've got Dispel Magic too. I've also got a potion of Spider Climbing and a potion of Feather Fall. I also can do Detect Magic. And I don't know if I should keep my scrying prepared. Because maybe I can scry on the vault and see if there's anything going on that we should be aware of. Although I don't know if I can scry on the location.
Anti-magic protections, it probably won't be able to be scryable.
Okay, so then I'll prepare something different.
All right. Anybody else got stuff? Or are we good to go?
I have Dispel Magic, Dimension Door.
No, I mean, does anybody else have stuff that we need to do?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think we're good then, Matt.
Okay. Well, then let's get this heist going. You all settle in and take your long rest. Most of you staying there at the Archer and the Rose with Shadows. Now, Blood, you did say you had a plan for your portable or your bag of holding.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could. I'll just put it in there, but if he fucks me, I swear to God, I'm killing everyone.
You don't have to. You can do whatever you want. I'm just asking.
Yeah, I mean, how long would it have taken him to get to Kozik's from there?
Like maybe an hour walk there and back.
All right, then he'll do that.
Okay.
And anything that Veil or Eloise or his new friends, if they want to not put in there, he's gonna go. And I guess this would be a time where he could go and give Kozik and be like, "Please deliver this letter to Apollyon at the arena."
Yeah,
the letter that I had typed out. So he's got kind of a double thing, that he's doing.
Yeah, absolutely. You could have accomplished both of those things and still made it back, or stayed at Kozik's and met up in the morning.
Yeah.
Either or. Eloise, if you want to put your staff in his bag of holding and also give him the bag of holding, he could keep those at Kozik's, or you can put it here in the vault at Shadows. It's entirely up to you. I don't really care.
I'm going to give Blood my I'm just going to give Blood all my stuff.
You know what?
It's just easier that way.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
I was going to say, what are you putting in your tattoo, Eloise?
I don't have a tattoo.
Oh, you never got one?
Nope.
Not
She specifically refused one.
Okay.
Body's a temple.
I would suggest, and Veil motions over towards his portable hole. And I'd say I would suggest putting everything except for the bags of holding and colding into this portable hole. And he looks Eloise dead in the eyes, and he has this look that she has never seen before. It's almost a flicker of compassion, and he looks her directly in the eye and says, "You need to trust me on this one."
Even Blood's gonna be like, "What the fuck has he got going?"
Okay, and I'm just gonna put all my stuff in the hole.
I'm going to read off the potions I have that I've got in the bag of holding that we've collected over the time. I've got a bunch of health potions. Those are good, but I've got one of growth, poison resistance, diminution, climbing, fire resistance, and then we have flame resistance, so I guess those are kind of the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Cure disease, preservation, which I guess is stop something from rotting or degrading, bless weapon, which will make weapons do more damage. So we might want to take those.
I think we should take all the potions.
Euphoria. I think I put some of yours on my just in the bag. Yeah.
So
okay. Because in the bag of colding, I had all of those listed.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm bringing the 2 blessed weapon potions and the flame resistance one.
We also have Phoenix Truth, which makes a user tell the truth. Now, if we had to, grab somebody and interrogate them.
So, potions don't set it off unless they're enchanted.
Yeah, so I am gonna cut in on that one.
I'm going to ask you which ones of these would do that.
Those 2 blessed, the blessed weapon ones. Those are actually an oil that you rub on the sword to enchant it. It is an enchanted potion.
Okay. I will put those back into...
What about the fire resistance with the...
Nope.
Because those are potions. Well, we can take those just in case. Anybody think we need the Phoenix Truth or Sphinx of Truth in case we need to interrogate somebody, get some answers out of them?
I don't see why the dagger. Yeah, I don't see why we shouldn't take all the potions that will not trigger the alarm.
Yeah,
like
the age one makes you grow older.
Well, that's torture right there.
Tell us what we want, or we'll take years off your life.
But yeah, the climbing one, I think. The diminution actually could potentially work out because it makes you smaller. But he'll take those. He'll take the grow. Yeah, we'll take all of the those normal. I'll just hang on to the ones that I have. Eloise can put the ones she has in her bag.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you're all pretty well organized now, so let's go ahead and jump on into the heist.
All right. I'm nervous.
The next morning, you all wake up and gather once again inside Shadow's little hidey hole. When you meet Shadows this time, he looks quite a bit different than the last time you saw him. His fur has been changed in color, and he seems to be much more tan in fur color than he was. And he has a kind of a lilac-y smell to him. It's pretty obvious he actually dyed his hair in the night to change his appearance. He is not wearing his eye patch when you see him, and he does have two working eyes. They're both red, and Blood, as you see him and you're walking in, you're a tabaxi as well. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Oh, shit!
Wow, yeah. Okay. You walk in, and like I said, that's the first thing you notice is the fur color change and the missing eye patch. But as you look at him closer, there's something about his eyes that really catch your attention. Now, I know you own dogs, so I'm sure you've seen this before. But you know when a pet gets in their later years, 16, 17 for a dog, their eyes start to cloud over and just get a little bit of that foggy look inside. That's something you notice about Shadow's eyes. That they just have a little bit of a fog to them, as though he's much, much older than you really thought he was.
He'll keep that to himself. He won't call that out.
Okay. Everyone, go ahead.
He's gonna. I guess he's gonna disguise self, and he's gonna make himself kind of look like just a mundane, run of the mill, kind of like a calico. Looking kind of one. Scar's gone, so no longer has he got the scar across his face.
Okay.
So.
I'd see your message, Eloise. Let me see if I can do it.
Am I going to be more helpful walking in with you guys, or should I fly in with Jareth?
Well, your name's on the thing.
Miss Eloise, I've got you on the list. And I started coming up with names. I went to the name generator websites. I was like, you are Miss Eudora Divine. I just went and I found, it's like, you know what? Those two different names for fucking female Dragonborn.
Now, Eloise, I see the cone of cold spell on your character sheet.
Yeah, it's already there. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
I'm losing my mind.
It's all good.
Oh, no, she's Marilla Icewalker. Sorry. Eudora's Divine is Effie.
Eudora's Divine? I love it.
Vanilla Icewalker.
You're Galen Arrow. Veil.
Hey, that's not bad. That's a strong name. Strong family name. Right there.
They're pretty legit.
Yeah.
Yeah, as I say, Theoden Hornsack I did for Rabbit Boy.
Oh shit! I need
that's
to
what I just said.
Is that an elf name?
I picked Theoden just because it's like all the other elf male names they were just so fucking weird. So I was just like, you know what? We're gonna go with Theoden. You can be the Theoden King.
Sure.
What'd you name Shadows?
I gave him Windwalker.
Windwalker? Okay.
And Blood is Desert Rose.
I like it.
I hadn't gotten to the orcs. And I hadn't come up with one for our shifter. Well, no, he's the he's the
dwarf.
The name. So yeah, and I hadn't come up with names for our orc friends yet.
Yeah, all right, to the heist.
Good old Iron Fist. But yeah. Well, with that in mind, everybody dons your costumes. You got to wear those red and green uniforms of the catering company. Willow, you get to go first and hold on to those papers. And the rest of us are all working together, picking up crates and transporting these crates that you find just upstairs and in the upper level in the barn behind the Archer and the Rose. It's laborious work, especially those of you who have to carry one of the 3 crates of plates inside. 2 of the orcs take one of them, and the rest of you just kind of have to divide it up. But it's not so challenging that I'm making this a skill challenge or anything like that. You make your way to the palace, and you arrive on time at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's early. The guards stationed outside the main gates are yawning as you approach. But Willow, you being in the front as the dwarf, Ironbeard, I think I said his name was, you're in charge. So as we're all walking in that direction, the 2 guards, one is a human man, the other is actually another minotaur. This one is dark gray skinned, very slightly ruddy from the sun, with one horn broken off about halfway up, so it's kind of like jagged and weird looking. They're both carrying spears, and they say, "Halt! What is your business here?"
We are here to cater the party.
You hold out the thing that Blood gave you, and I'm going to have them roll a insight check.
Quick, someone distract him by casting Lesser Restoration to repair his horn.
Why, thank you.
They rolled really well with that 18. But it does not beat Blood's 22 for the Forger's Kit. So he examines it, he looks it over, and he says, "Put down the boxes." Which you all comply. And for about 20 minutes, they open up the crates, look through them, they pull quite a bit of it out, kind of examine it. Then each person is forced to stand there with their arms raised while the guards pat each of us down. Or each of you down. It's kind of messed up, and they do quite a few searches going through, looking over each one of you. But fortunately, none of you are. I assume none of you are actually hiding anything right now, or are you?
Nope.
No.
No.
Yeah, tickle.
Just my pretty smile.
Dwarves don't have pretty smiles.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, they might. You never know. There's some pretty dwarves out there. We don't judge.
I brush my teeth with rock and sand.
But eventually, you are all, once your search is complete, one guard says, "Very well, follow me." And you're allowed to pick back up your crates and walk them into the palace. The Palace of the Eternal Throne is beautiful. It's right there, built like maybe about a quarter of a mile away from the Oasis Lake itself. The grounds around it are beautifully green, immaculate. There's a heavy mist of water, mist of perspiration for. What's the word I'm looking for? Not perspiration. A mist of
condensation.
Condensation. Thank you. Hanging over the area as you approach, because it is still very early morning. It is cool. It is a beautiful day, and being this close to the water is actually kind of nice after all the sun y'all have been getting. You're led through the palace, through the front of it. Imagine for yourselves the Palace of Agrabah. Big, tall building with huge domes on the top of towers, multiple buildings that spread throughout the entirety of the compound. It is just a magnificent and beautiful palace. You're eventually led down multiple corridors, and as you do, you pass quite a few guards that are just wandering about the palace. Some of them are patrolling in twos, while others are just stationed in certain locations. But eventually you are led to the kitchens. Can everybody see on that map?
We did up there. We're down at the bottom right.
Yep, down at the bottom right.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Where's Shadows?
He's there. He's just in the other side.
Ah.
You are all led into the kitchen where a human man is standing there waiting. He watches you all as you approach, and he says, "What is all this? You are not supposed to be here for several more hours." And he's looking at you, Willow.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? You cut out on my end.
Oh, he's asking you why you're here, because you're here several hours earlier than he was expecting.
If you're on time, you're late. I want this to be my best showing ever. You start getting everything ready, and I'll start pointing at the people start pointing at the crew to like, hey, get everything ready. Start barking orders.
Okay, go ahead and make a deception check. Add advantage because
that was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Even Blood's like, God damn, that was good.
Eloise is just going to jump a little
18.
and then like turn around in a circle real quick to be like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah, it's a pretty good performance, and Willow directs you all to bring your crates over and start putting together the plates on the tables, while the others have to go and take the foodstuffs that are in other crates into this back area that you're all in right now. And it takes you a few minutes, but eventually you all can kind of get back in that area and watch. Now, after about a few minutes of the chef watching your group, he excuses himself and goes into another office, or another door right over here, and out, closing the door behind him. Now, once he does that, you're all able to look around, and actually, I think I have this dark, so let me... There you go. You should be able to see better now, because it is daytime. But the kitchen you're in is large, spacious, and now covered in tables covered in plates. There are two doors, the one that the chef just walked out of over here, and there's a second one right here to the southwest. Now Shadows looks to each of you and he says, "Now I've never actually been in this part of the palace before. This is not my area of expertise, but I do believe that based on the blueprints that I have memorized, that over there is the chef's office. There should be a couple windows in there."
Is it that where the guy just went?
No, he went in the other door. Over here.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So Veil will go walk over there and see if he could. Is the door locked?
The door is not locked. He's actually been working fairly consistently all morning long. 1 second. You open the door to find a small office. Bookshelves along the walls, filled mostly with cookbooks. A desk with a candelabra and a few chairs in front of it. There are two windows, one here and one here, that you are able to open.
Okay. And this is where, sorry, just to clarify, this is where we're getting Jareth to come in, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Just trying to find him. Who? So yeah, he'll open the window. Veil will open the window so Jareth can fly in.
Absolutely.
And he's blocked.
So you go over and force open the window. It takes a little effort, but not too much effort. I'm not going to make an athletics check for this. Go ahead and give me a perception check from Jareth.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
It's a 19.
Okay, yeah. As Jareth flying overhead of the Zaeim's palace, holding that portable hole, his keen owl eye spots one of the windows open on the southern side of the palace. You kind of put your hand out and wave, or maybe even like kind of prestidigitate a little bit of a sign for him to see, and he comes swooping down to the window, flying inside, and you are able to close the window once again.
All right, he's blocked.
Not anymore.
Did you get him in there?
Yep.
No.
Should be able to move him now.
No, I can't move him. I can click on him. There you go.
He was stuck in the wall.
Yeah. Cliffing. Okay, so he has what we need. I'm assuming like all the adamantine daggers and stuff are in here, right?
Yes, all the adamantine daggers, all the armors that you all had were in the portable hole. So you're able to pull all those out and equip yourselves with them.
Okay. So everyone who had stuff in here that needed it, I divvy it out and hand it to everyone. Then does anybody need anything? Does anybody need to store anything else in here? I ask the group.
Willow put his... Well, I guess he didn't have the gloves thievery. I guess
No.
Yeah, we didn't need to use them, so he didn't keep them.
They would be in there already. Okay. Well, then I think this is actually an excellent place to take a break and go to the bathroom. And then we will come back and let's try to get back here within 10 minutes because we started late. And we can continue on with this heist. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So stay tuned, folks. We will be back in less than 10 minutes. My mic. Okay, we are back, everybody. I am doing so well today. So well. But it's okay. We're getting through it. Anyway, we are back, and we are currently in the palace of the Zaeim. They've managed to get out from the kitchens and are currently secluded in the office of the chef, where they have gotten Jareth in through a window and have gotten their gear. So everyone do one last check of your character. Make sure that all of your magical items are de-equipped. You've equipped the adamantine weapons that you were given. And then we will go.
Looks good.
Yeah, my herbalism kit and healer's kit don't count as magical, right?
They do not. They do not.
Okay. So then I should be good, because my scrying bowl is just a fancy bowl.
Mm-hmm.
And other than that, I just have potions.
Perfect. Well, you are inside the office, like I said. Once you've all gathered up your gear, Jareth can take the portable hole once again.
So...
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure everyone's got everything. Fold up the portable hole nice and neat. Roll it up right into Jareth's talon, and give him a pat right on the head. You know, something that he's never done before. Just because he whispers something to Jareth and says, you know, a little something something. You guys can't make it out, but at the end, Veil looks at him and says, "I'm counting on you." Gives him a nod and then just dismisses him. He poofs.
Well, if he poofs, he can't carry the portable hole.
Yeah. So he goes into a pocket dimension.
Yeah, but he doesn't carry things with him.
Yeah. If he could, then that might cause an explosion.
Yeah.
So he would just have to fly away with it.
He knows where to go.
I mean, if you look at it, says, let's see. As an action, you can temporarily dismiss your familiar. It disappears into a pocket dimension where it awaits your summons.
Yeah, he does, but he can't carry anything with him. You're dismissing the spirit.
You're also putting a pocket dimension in a pocket dimension. That would be bad.
All right, so if you're going to rule it like that, then that's fine. But I just didn't read it like that on the Find Familiar spell slot or spell description.
Yeah, well, even if I were to allow it, you'd be taking a pocket dimension into a pocket dimension. You'd be creating a black hole in the middle of this room.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've never read anything saying that they can carry items with them. Because they're basically, you're taking them from on this plane of existence to just poof out. They're not PCs. It's a familiar.
Okay, that's fine.
But you can have him fly away and carry it with him. That you can do very easily.
You would know where he knows where he could go. You could send him to Kozik's place.
Or you could just fly above it until you're done.
Yeah, that too.
Regardless, as you're doing that, Shadows has opened the door and glanced out it and closed it once again, and he says in a very low whisper, "Now that is a single god down this hall right now. He seems to be stationed over there near another room. We want to wait, see if he leaves, or..." From this point on, your group is kind of in control. He's going to offer advice and offer information, but you're the PC, so you're really taking charge of this. So
yes.
You do know that there is a hallway leading down, and I'll even go ahead and show this to you now. So although the door technically the door is open on the map, it is actually closed, but you can all see down the hallway where there is a guard, and there's a couple more that's patrolling off in the distance. What are you wanting to do to get around this current threat?
I mean, how much further past him do we have to end up getting?
The throne room to the Zaeim is not far from where you're currently located. You're going to have to go down the hallway, make a left, and get through another door into the palace throne room itself. Now, you walk down this hallway, and as you're doing so, the corridor ended in the office that you're currently in now. Now, to the right, there are two doors. The one closest here, that's the one you went into to the kitchen. You did not see any of these other rooms, but there is doors to other rooms here, here, and here along that same corridor. And you had come from all the way up here going down.
Okay.
So you saw that there is a hallway that leads to the left, presumably where Shadow says the throne room is.
So, for the message spell, somebody knows that it was somebody else that talked to them, right?
Yes.
Okay, well that won't work then.
I also forgot to mention a key feature in this game. Now, since you are all doing the heist, everyone here, I'm sure, has seen heist movies, right?
Mm.
There's always comes that time when something unexpected happens, but then someone says, well, it's a good thing I did this ahead of time, and then they cut away to that scene where they were preparing for whatever it is. So everybody here in this game, I gave inspiration to at the beginning of the heist adventure. Mm-hmm. Any one of you at any time can choose to use that inspiration. If you come across something that you haven't quite, you weren't quite prepared to, you can say, well, I'm cashing in my inspiration, and this is how I prepared. And then you're going to explain to us how it was you prepared for this eventuality. However, if you use your inspiration as normal inspiration, you no longer have that heist coin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Sure.
So I'm going to let you know that. That's something that you get just for being in the heist.
Veil. Can you talk in someone's head without them knowing that it's someone else speaking to them?
Yes.
I have a silly idea.
You talking about the sending spell?
I'm talking about just any kind of spell that puts a message in someone's head without letting them know that, hey, there's somebody else talking to you.
Like Inception?
Like, you make him think that he's thinking the words, I really gotta pee, while at the same time I'm using prestidigitation to create the sound of, like, rushing water, so that he starts thinking about having to pee, and then maybe he's gotta temporarily vacate his guard post to go pee.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of...
So, Corin, when you were asking about the message spell, did you mean, like, if you cast it at someone, they know the person that was calling them?
Like,
is that what you're asking?
They would know that it's a message from somebody else and not, like, themselves thinking it in their head.
Oh, yeah. They would know that it's a foreign voice that's communicating to them.
Yeah.
They might not be familiar with the spell, but they would still hear you in your voice.
Yeah, that wouldn't work, because I was trying to make it seem like it was, maybe he was, you know, his own thoughts. Just, oh, I really gotta pee. And then he'd start thinking about that, and it would actually happen.
How many guards do we have?
Well, you can see one that is posted at one of these doors. If you look down, you should be able to see that there are a pair of other guards that are just walking down the hall in the opposite direction.
Right.
There we go.
And which room, I guess, do we think is it? The throne room is up and to the left?
Up and to the left.
You're right. I don't know, an idea to get them out of there, guys, to do our, hey, I did this earlier kind of thing.
Well, I could, become a mouse or a cat or something and run down the hallway.
Well, we could,
Yeah, but how do you get back?
Kind of what Corin was saying earlier, we could use prestidigitation or minor illusion to make a sound around the corner, and then we could just sneak in.
That's true.
I mean,
throw a coin in there to get him into the bush.
If you've got minor illusion, go for it.
I'm gonna say we could do a plate, have her do a break a plate and then just crawl back in as a rat.
Yeah, but would that get him to come out of there?
Don't know.
Or
Won't know
may
till we
change
try.
throw a shit ton down. Plates can't be very heavy.
Well, we can try it.
If I got closer to them, I could slow them down. Or I'd have to upcast it, but I could try to hold them.
Nah, because that's pretty obvious.
Okay.
It's a decent
just kill
idea,
him.
but
Yeah, that might leave some trails.
Effie, you look like you want to say something.
can I do cast without a trace on our party? And then what do you guys think about if I channel my divinity and do invoke duplicity? And I can create a mirror image of myself, and I can have my mirror image go in the opposite direction.
We could try.
And have him follow.
I prefer not to have anybody that looks like us around the guard.
Could you make an image of me? Because I could just transform as some random person.
I mean, that goes with the minor illusion. Can't we? Do you think we should try? I mean, I threw it up there to let you see the description. I believe I did minor illusion. Yeah.
Yeah. But it
So I
doesn't.
can
I'm down
do.
for whatever.
Well, let's try this first. If it doesn't work, then we're spitballing right now, so we could have other plans. But for now, we could try minor illusion.
Yeah.
Okay. I can also do disguise self too.
Now, I will point out disguise self just changes your physical appearance. It does not change what you're wearing or anything like that. But
if she did invoke duplicity while she's under disguise self, would that do the disguised
yes,
image?
it would.
Well, there you go. There's your nobody.
If evoke duplicity isn't a concentration, it's an ability, correct?
Yeah, that's why I didn't know if it was something that it would be her original self or her disguised self.
Pop up invoke duplicity. Let's see how that reads. Okay, you create an illusionary duplicate of yourself. As an action, you create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose concentration, as if you were concentrating on a spell. So it would. So unfortunately, disguise self is also a concentration spell, so it would cancel each other, or you would lose the disguise self once you can't channel divinity.
Think of it this way, Mr. Shadows here. Would you be able to get Miss Effie out of the city if she were to make her illusion and have herself run down the hallway? Would we be able to smuggle her out and maybe have her go work in another syndicate location?
I don't see why not, if that's something Effie really wants to do.
I mean, if you can't do both of your disguise and your duplicity at the same time, I mean, one or the other. I mean, if that's something you're willing to try.
I do have one possible action, but it would be a bit more dramatic.
Describe dramatic.
I could make the single guard down there think all the other guards that he sees within his line of sight, anyone else he can see, regard them as enemies.
I mean, normally I would be okay with that. But that might cause a little too much attention and draw more guards here to the...
That is why I did not suggest it until now.
Shadows does speak up and he says, any way we can draw the least amount of attention to us would probably be the best thing. Now, you were talking about doing something fairly simple, just trying to see if you can get the guy to go pee. And then you've been scaling up from there. Perhaps you might want to. Perhaps you might want to try the simple things first, and then you have making him cause a giant scene in the back pocket, as in case the first thing didn't work.
Right. So here's the simple plan.
We stab him.
No, we have our most charismatic person disguise their appearance, and then go and hand the guard a glass of some beverage, the usual, oh, you look like you must be thirsty. And then they simply start talking about waterfalls and lakes, and perhaps throw in how they themselves have to urinate. And
Why don't we just poison the water?
Because then we'd have to hide a dead body.
Well, poison doesn't.
Sleeping body.
Hey, poison doesn't necessarily mean kill.
Yeah,
as long as you're making him ill, he might have to go to the.
If you have something that can do that, then by all means.
Also, I don't think anything that puts this guy away for a while is not going to look good for us when we're in there. They're going to want to check out what he missed when he was incapacitated. I think we should stick with what Shadow said, and back to Corin's original idea, something simple. I could create a minor illusion of a sound around the corner. I could also have... Do you have Mage Hand, Corin?
Yes.
By any chance? You could also make that Mage Hand invisible, and we could have it holding something to lure around the corner. And with those two combined, it might cause enough diversion for us to sneak in.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Let's do that.
Okay.
How about, Okay. Nothing, I was just contemplating.
We need to move quickly because time is a factor here.
You have been sitting there talking for about 15 minutes, just so you know.
All right.
So
Yeah.
you don't know when the chef's going to be coming back into the kitchen, but it is probably going to be sooner rather than later. Shadows opens the door and then does a really quick glance out. I'm going to have him roll a stealth check again.
Didn't Effie cast Pass Without a Trace on us?
She considered it, but she didn't actually cast it.
I will remind you that Pass Without a Trace dampens your sound of your movement and makes you do not leave tracks, but it doesn't turn you invisible, or it doesn't make you obscure in any way beyond.
No, but in case the door creaks or something, it could muffle it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That it will do 100%, and that's a very good use of it.
Okay, then I will cast it.
Okay.
Because it lasts for an hour, right?
I believe so, yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. That's a 30-foot radius, I think? Okay, so there you're able to see the radius. It for anyone else that's not in there, it muffles your sound. Now, with I'll add that to Shadow's 31 that he rolled, and so he's able to open the door very, very quietly and glance out, and he looks to each of you and says, "The two guards that were making their way down the corridor are now gone. They're past my vision. So if we're going to get past this guy, we might want to do it now."
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. So you were cast... So walk me through this. You're casting the minor illusion to make a sound?
Yeah, it's going to sound like coins spilling around the corner.
Okay. Coins spilling around the counter. Go ahead and give me an Arcana check, I suppose.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 12.
Can I cast Guidance on Veil?
Yes, you can.
D4, bro. Oof.
13.
Ah!
It works, it works.
Yeah, he's sitting there and just kind of minding his own business, and suddenly this ching 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 sound comes from down the hallway. He glances at it or towards that area, seems kind of confused, and begins walking in that direction. You see him moving along, and you said it was around the corner. So
yeah. Okay. So I'm sorry. Just looking at this, it's within range, and the range is only 30 feet, so I guess it would have to be the other corner.
You could do it like in the room.
Or yeah, I could do it in the room to make it sound like it's around the corner, because it doesn't specify, I could make it...
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
yeah.
sound like it's within range. It's just the sound can only be heard within the range.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're gonna try and go for the door then.
Okay, so he made his way around the corner. Now, so go ahead and move where it is you're all wanting to go, and give me stealth checks, please.
Sure.
We're passed without a trace, right?
Yes.
Total of 32, Matt.
Oh,
28.
no more boots of Elvenkind.
No, ma'am.
38.
But you know
for-
what? Oh, God.
Why did it roll twice?
It's rolling with advantage.
Ugh. Alright.
Either way, it's a 19.
Hers is a 21.
No, it's
Or,
21.
or a 21.
Yeah, 21 for
17.
for Eloise. 15 for Effie. 17 for Willow, or 18 for Willow. Yeah, 17 for Willow. Though Willow, as you're walking, you trip over your own feet. You're not used to not wearing that magical armor of yours, which actually, yeah, okay, good, you're not harmed. So you trip over your own feet and go face first, slam down into the ground. You're
Can I
only taking.
retcon this real quick?
What's that?
I'm not used to short feet being a dwarf.
There you go. Short feet being a dwarf. You're only taking 2 points of damage from falling face first onto marble, but ow, that hurts. You come up to that door, Corin, and you check it. It is not locked, and I will allow you to see what's inside there now. You find another office.
Yeah.
I'm gonna walk up behind Willow, and I'm gonna pat Willow's shoulder, and give Willow Blessing of the Trickster.
Okay, what? Blessing of the Trickster.
Advantage on stealth checks.
Advantage on stealth checks. Nice.
For how long?
I think it's...
For 1 hour.
Nice.
But this is the hallway we need to get down, right? The one
I'll close
that
the door
Eloise is
back up.
approaching.
Yeah, there is a corner that way, and it does lead off down another corridor.
Now,
Yeah.
are there a lot of windows down this hallway, or is it kind of dark with like some candles or lanterns set up?
It's mostly dark with candles and actually it's not candles, it's sconces with burning oil in various places. There are a few windows here and there, but not a lot.
So if I were to duck into a doorway,
Mm-hmm.
kitty cat disappears.
For those who are
Dark
Re-
vision.
yeah,
Oh,
dark vision, but like I said, there are torches, so no, you wouldn't
Well,
really
I
be
didn't know if
invisible.
I could find a spot that was dark enough, you know.
Not really, because
Yeah.
even the people everyone who's in this room right now, though they have dark vision,
Yeah.
they're not using their dark vision because it is light.
Yeah.
So
I just didn't know exactly how dark the hallway was. Yeah, that's all.
yeah, not very well. Like it's not super dark.
I'll check this door here because we need to. That guy's going to be coming back here soon. We need to figure out a way to get him away, so we need probably to duck in here.
Okay. As you duck into this next room, it was not locked as well, and you all see another smaller kitchen. This seems to be like an overflow kitchen, used more for doing baked goods and things like that.
I guess he'd kind of usher people inside, and somebody needs to keep an eye on that guard that's out there. We'll send him off somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, you all very quickly and quietly make your way into the next room and close the door. Just as you're beginning to hear the sound of boots on marble coming along. Give me one more stealth check, everybody.
Sure enough. 24.
26.
20.
33.
Reloading, roll 20.
So we're all in this new little kitchen?
See.
Kitchenette? Okay.
Hey, wait. Why are you rolling with disadvantage?
She's got heavy armor on.
Why would she... Oh, did you actually put your armor on?
I don't have heavy armor on.
Yeah, Effie has heavy armor on.
Okay, I didn't know that she had put it back on.
Well, that's what she wears, yeah. I mean, I guess if we hear that sounds coming in, Blooded probably, I guess he's like, whoever's doing your sounds, he goes, make sounds in that room across the hall. Same sounds. Because if he can hear those boot steps coming. There's also another guard at the end of the hall, though, I think. So we're kind of fucked.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, so overall, fairly good rolls, other than Effie, but still a 13 isn't horrible. Let's see, let's make a perception check for the guard.
Yeah.
Okay, so, fortunately, like, the clanking is not what catches the guard's attention. He was on the other side, walking around, and so he did not hear. Fortunately, just because of the Pass Without a Trace spell.
Uh-huh.
The guard makes their way around. Corin, you have the door open just slightly, and you see the guard making his way past the door and heading back to his station.
Okay. How does he look?
He looks confused more than anything else. If you want more than that, you'll have to make an insight check.
Sure. Nope, 9's not gonna do her.
Yeah, he seems vaguely confused.
Sure.
How are you going to progress from here?
I mean, would Shadows have given us, would he know, like, the guards' names that work in the palace? Would he have been able to get that information?
No, there's way too many guards to recognize them all by sight. Even for somebody like Shadows.
Yeah, so he's going to do my, hey, before we set up, I went and bribed some guards the night before to have them at a certain time go on break. But if I'm not going to be able to know who the fuck the guards are.
Yeah, that's a bit more. I'm trying to.
So is this a kitchen?
It's an overflow kitchen.
It's an overflow kitchen and for baked goods and things.
Yeah. But we need to get past the guy that's right here now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just thinking if we just grabbed a bunch of food and made it look like we were bringing it somewhere.
But we're wearing our gear. It's gonna look a little suspicious. I mean, yeah, we could draw this guy in here and just kick the shit out of him.
No, I don't do that.
That would raise suspicion.
Okay, do you have minor illusion as well?
Nope.
Okay.
I have prestidigitation, I have mage hand, I have...
How tall is the tallest person? I'm assuming Eloise?
I mean, Blood's 6 foot something.
Yeah.
I think the orcs may be a little...
6'3".
So probably one of the orcs is a little bit taller than that, but not by much.
So if I cast minor illusion right here... No, because he would have known there was something there. I was going to say cast it to make it look like a box 5x5, and then we crouched down and hit up, went out the other way. But he probably would have realized that the box wasn't there when he walked by.
Can I see where the guard is looking, Matt?
Are we totally going Metal Gear
Make a perception check.
Sure.
I should have prepared illusory terrain.
Staring straight ahead or something. 17.
Okay, with your 17, he actually like he's standing there. He seems kind of agitated, like he has a shield, his his spear against his shoulder, and he like keeps glancing down in the direction of the hall. And you're like, oh shit, and kind of freeze for a moment. But the eyes aren't going towards the door, like it's kind of recessed. It looks like he keeps glancing more down the hall in the direction of whatever that sound was. Like it's really bugging him that he knows he heard something, but couldn't find whatever it was that he heard. So he keeps glancing in that general direction.
Okay.
I mean, do you think I should try to do the same thing, but in the other direction? Or on the other corner?
If it is the same sound, it might make him realize that something is up.
Alright, what if I make it sound like it's in that first office we went into?
Sure.
So he would go in that office, and then we can make a quick getaway.
Like I said, just make it a different noise than coins.
Yeah, so maybe a scratching noise.
Yeah.
Like a little, like a mouse or some sort of rodent, rat, maybe. I'm going to cast Minor Illusion again. It's going to be make it sound like it's coming from the, I can't see right now, but I know there was a door over here, the first office we went to. Almost on the back of the door, like something was scratching and then skittering.
Okay, I like it. Go ahead and make your Arcana check with that spell. Or for that spell.
$27.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So, you begin to make this scratching, kind of almost animalistic sound, coming from the direction of this door. And this guard doesn't seem too bright. He's we're gonna say he's a red-skinned tiefling man, because why not? And he goes walking over in that direction towards the door. You kind of step out a little bit, Veil, and look down just in time to see him stepping through the door into the other side.
And I wave everyone else on.
Okay.
Yep.
You get to the edge of the hallway and glance down, and you do see this hallway goes down for another, 70 or so feet. There is a door right here, a hallway that continues north again, and there is a guard standing there, standing guard, looking kind of bored, but Veil, if you're stepping out into that area, he is definitely going to see you.
I was just looking around the corner.
Okay.
I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the doorway we need to get to?
Shadows will confirm that yes, that is the doorway that you all need to get through.
The one
All
that
right, so
he's guarding, or the hallway?
The one that he's guarding.
Right.
So I'm gonna peer out, just a little bit, and then down this hallway. I can't put myself like peering out because it's only letting me go in one sort of
I understand what you're doing. Go ahead and make stealth check as you're kind of poking your head out.
Yeah. Yep. 31.
Okay. Well, so yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't hear you, but he does see some movement that kind of pokes back and forth. And he begins...
a 31?
So,
that's...
here's the thing about Pass Without a Trace. You really need to look at that spell.
Yeah,
it muffles sound and disguises footprints. You stuck your head out and moved back. So what I'm saying is, to compensate for that, he did not see that Veil, the drowned necromancer, it had his head out. He saw a flicker of motion and movement, and it caught his attention with his 21 perception.
Okay. Asking opinions from detection. Okay, yeah, silence. Okay, so with that lookout, can I do what I was saying and make it and cast Minor Illusion down that hallway?
Yes, because like he caught his attention was caught. he saw something. He's stepping forward, like kind of curious. You do have time before he gets down there, so you can cast your illusion spell.
Okay. So just so I could see the map, I'm just going to go right here.
Yeah, that's.
I was going to cast it to make it sound like laughing and walking away down this hallway, like almost like a jovial conversation that he would be privy to go investigate due to the fact that he seems really bored. Like maybe his guard brothers, cracking a good joke, or just that kind of laughter, not like cackling or creepy laughter. Like it was more of like somebody's having a fun conversation. I would like to be a part of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make your Arcana check.
19.
Well, it beat his 2. Because what I had him rolled was an insight check to see, was the strange flicker of movement down the end of the hall more interesting, or the sounds of laughter and conversation from the far end? And he glances at that way, he glances back that, and he seems very, very confused. But he starts moving off in that direction.
Alright, and again I wave the group on.
Okay. Go ahead and make new stealth checks.
Sure.
Blood, I guess, would stop people before they got to the hallway and look down the hallway just before
33.
you let anybody just run across.
21.
Okay.
35. And he's got his little
21.
His little mirror that he's had for a long time that he's just going to kind of stick around the corner and check. See what that guy's doing.
I'd like to cast guidance on myself.
Who are you casting guidance on?
Herself?
Okay, go for it.
This is going to be the one where you double crit. I know it. Oh, hey, look at that. But 13 and 20, it's still pretty good.
Yeah, still pretty good overall. You're very quiet as you're making your way over to this door. Corin, you're the first to arrive. It is locked. Or actually, I suppose Veil would be the first one to arrive, technically.
I'm going to check it for traps.
Okay, make an investigation check.
19.
Yeah, with an 19 investigation, you do not see any traps on the door itself. It is, however, locked. It's your standard, latch style wooden
I'll
door
pull out
lock.
my picks then. Gonna try and pick it.
Okay.
Can, I'm sorry, I forgot her name. Guide him?
Effie?
I don't think he needs it.
That's a 26.
Yeah, with a 26, with ease, you pick that lock, and it does slide open. You gently push it open using the stealth rolls from your last roll, and the door opens to reveal a grand palace, a throne room. Sorry, a grand throne room. It is quite beautiful. It's marble columns all along the center. There is a gigantic fountain flowing with water, pouring from women holding like what appears to be bronze pitchers, and water is just pouring out from each of these. There are 2 guards that seem to be standing near the fountain, more conversating with themselves, with each other, than anything else. You're listening, and they seem to be talking about the championship that is starting up in about an hour.
So from what I could see right here, and from what Shadows told us, where do we need to go from this spot?
Like here somewhere?
Yeah, he said it was somewhere behind the throne itself. Now, as you glance down, you can see to the north that there is a raised dais at the far end of this chamber with golden inlaid stairs leading up to it and a very large, elaborate throne. Behind it, there are two shelves that seem to hold various trinkets and statues and things like that, bric-a-brac more than anything else. There are a couple palm trees and planters, and there's quite a bit of plant life all throughout this area.
Okay. I'm going to try and sneak up to the throne.
Wait, hold on. Before you do that, I was going to... Okay, go. No, I don't want to hog the all these spots. You could do what you want. I mean, technically, if they're facing the other way, we could all sneak up, right?
You can always try.
I'm just specifically going for the throne because we don't know if behind the throne means like literally the actual throne or if he's talking about the space behind it like back here. So I'm just going to go check out the throne itself.
All right, how close do we need to stay within for Pass Without a Trace?
I believe it's 30 feet.
Okay,
How
so
tall?
let's all...
How tall is this dais that it's up on?
It's about 15 feet tall.
Okay. So I'm just going to keep moving until you tell me to roll something.
Okay. Well, at the very beginning, I want you to go ahead and roll your new stealth check. Are you just doing this by yourself?
Blood will go in.
I'm going with him as well.
Okay, so it sounds like everybody's moving in together. So group stealth check one more time.
21.
Hey, 27.
Stealth.
Shadows in the Wind with his freaking 44.
Effie, do you need me to roll for you, or was you were able to get roll 20 up?
Will you roll for me right now? Mine's still loading up.
You got it.
I'd like to be readying an action.
Okay, what action are you readying?
So I'm going to be readying the minor illusion cantrip, and the trigger is going to be if these guys start to turn, out of curiosity, like they heard us.
Okay. Sounds good. So make your perception check as well, and I'm going to have them make theirs because they're talking to each other. They're not really paying as much attention as they probably should.
Ooh.
Matt.
Yes.
We closed the door behind us.
You did close the door behind you. Good to know.
Quietly.
Well, it does mask sound. It does help.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of them, let's see. Did anyone roll under a 7? Or a 7 or lower?
No.
Yeah. They're much too focused. Even the one guard is fairly attentive, even though he's talking to his friend. It seems like the one guard that rolled the 6 really super exuberant, talking about the tournament, while the other guy just more seems to be listening out of boredom than anything else. But even with that, you're all stealthy motherfuckers, and you scoot and run as quickly as you can, going from pillar to pillar to the stairs, and you all quickly make your way up to it. And there you are on the dais.
I'm gonna sit in the chair, Matt.
You're gonna just sit in the chair.
Obviously, my character will make a pretense of he's looking for hidden switches or buttons on the actual throne. Nah, he just wants to sit on the throne and feel the power.
Fair enough. Shadows goes around the chair. He glances at you and he just rolls his eyes in disgust. He has a book out in his hand that he pulled from his cloak, and he thumbs through it for a little bit. He seems to be looking along the wall itself, and I'm going to allow him to actually make this check because he's the one who suspects that it's there. But anyone else who wants to investigate this back wall can go ahead and do so as well.
I'm just investigating the throne.
25 blood. Let the cats do this.
16.
Yeah, while all of you are looking along this wall, and it's just a wall. There's nothing there. There are no cracks, there are no markers, nothing. But Blood, you and Shadows, almost at the exact same time, run just a little claw along an almost invisible gap. And you can see that there's definitely a hidden wall behind there.
And are we finding a latch of some kind or a mechanism, with that gap?
Yeah, you're not really seeing anything that will allow it to push, to move, or anything like that so far. But if you're wanting to look for like hidden levers or things like that, go for it.
The chair is just a chair, right? With a 14.
With a 14, yeah, the chair is just a chair.
He's gonna be checking those little knickknacks and stuff on the shelves too.
Can I give Blood the help action so he can get advantage? Can I help him look?
Yeah, you can go over and help him look.
Yeah. Oof, that's 13. That's bad. It's 2 to 3. God damn it! One time I need that.
I'm gonna need everybody to make new stealth checks as well, please.
Lord.
I'm hiding behind the tree or the plant, whatever it is.
17.
22.
31.
Hey, 28.
Not bad. You're
My
hiding
luck is
really
about
well.
to run out. Yeah.
Yeah, overall, good enough rolls that these guys just aren't paying any attention.
I use my elven power to detect secret doors.
Did anybody have detect traps or something like that for the spell?
I can search for traps.
No, I have detect
Is that
magic.
just you using your little
Just my
spidey sense?
intelligence. Yeah. Do you want me to check for traps?
Well, we're looking for the entrance, a way to trigger the door, too.
Yeah, you're all
Okay.
searching there, trying to find some way to get into this door.
All right. Why don't I give you the help action again, since it was basically you didn't find anything. We had to re-roll stealth. So you want me to help you again while you look for?
All right. Yeah.
If that.
I could just dimension door.
Yeah, but you don't know how thick the door is.
Yeah, you don't want to end up in a wall.
No, but it says it can.
Give guidance to whoever might need guidance right now.
Alright, I guess you can give it to Blood.
Sure.
Dimension wall inside of a wall. Dimension door
There we
inside
go,
of a wall.
that's
You're
it.
going to have a bad day.
That's a 31 total.
Okay, there you go. Looking over all the bric-a-brac and things like that, you do notice in the back there's a small button, barely discernible, inset into that shelf. You press it, and the door just kind of moves, just a hair inward.
Like a latch unclicked.
But you couldn't hear it.
Alright, quick, everybody, inside now.
Move inside.
Okay,
Say no more.
And
one
Blood-
last stealth check for me, everybody.
Blood will stay out and be the last one to go in. Let me turn it
24.
off.
29.
22.
29.
34.
I was like, God damn it, there's so many fucking rolls. Which one is mine? Oh. Good.
Still 16 though.
Yeah, and since it's a group check.
Yeah, but
Look, if one person gets caught, they give themselves up and say they were looking for the bathroom.
there's a 16 there, and he had a 21.
Yep, there is a 16 there. All of you are trying to scoot your way in, moving as quickly as possible. Yes.
Is it a group check, or is it like an individual?
No, it's just individual. I'm just having you all roll as a group. Sorry.
Okay.
Most of you managed to make your way in unobserved. However, that last orc, as you're all making your way in, you hear something on the other side of the door, and you hear, "Hey, what's that? You there?" And the last orc that rolled was actually Shura.
Yeah,
Shura turns.
She critted though.
No, the one after that critted. Oh wait a minute, no.
No, Shura.
No, it was Shura.
Arga.
Yeah, it was Arga. Sorry.
Arga.
That was sorry, yeah. Arga that was caught.
Technically they both critted, just at opposite ends.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but is it a group check, but the natural one matters anyway? Or
no,
what?
it's not a group. So
Okay.
it's not a group
he
check.
said it's not a group.
You're rolling as a group.
Oh, okay.
Does she have one of those heist coins?
She does not know. And most of you made it through, and Shadow, like all of you are through, but Arga, and Arga froze, and Shadows at the door pushes it gently closed, locking Arga out.
You're a cold motherfucker, Shadow.
Cold-blooded.
He looks at everyone. He says,
I would have done the same thing.
Arga knows what he is doing. This has all been an eventuality, and unfortunately, there may come a time when we must leave somebody behind. If Arga If Arga can't talk his way out, we can find other ways to get him free later. But for now, unfortunately, he is on his own.
Oof. Breaking into the vault one day, breaking out somebody who got caught the next. Oof. Oof. Plus, he's kind of dancing in place. He's like, I'm getting excited now.
All of you, don't go moving your tokens. I was just moving you so you could see.
Well, because there's only enough of us. I didn't know if you had the whole lot of people there. I didn't know if you had to add people.
I gotta add the orcs.
For some reason, I can control Corin and Willow.
It's just because they got added to our game. It won't normally be like that.
Oh. And then you guys are all great, like cloudied.
Yep.
Don't touch my character.
Anyway, once you get into the as you're now looking around, there is no light whatsoever. It is a completely dark corridor that, for those of you who have dark vision, seems to just stretch on for an eternity. Shadows looks to each of you and he says, "Now then, this is the path that should lead down to the vault itself. When I went into Valenro's side in the guild headquarters, we walked for about 30 minutes before we found the stairs leading down. So I expect
Good Lord.
probably somewhere along that same path." Willow, however, you don't have dark vision. I think you're like the only one in this group who... Well, no, Eloise, you don't either.
Nope, and I didn't prepare the spell either.
I mean, could you say that since she's always thought about she has the fucking goggles that she does have that spell, would you allow her to do that?
If you want to use your inspiration coin to say that you prepared it, I will absolutely allow that.
Nope. Question, or I guess Eloise will ask Shadows. So is it just us down here, or do you think there are other people down here?
There should not be anybody else in here. Valenro himself. Valenro himself is due to at the tournament, so I do not expect.
Okay, so I'll just take one of my torches out and light it. No magic needed.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So Eloise pulls out a torch. I assume you have a.
I have 10 torches.
Flint and steel, I imagine.
I mean, I can just produce flame.
That's true too. So yeah, how much does a torch create? Is it 10 or 15 feet?
I've never used one before.
Does anybody have a lantern by any chance, like a bullseye lantern, on their character sheet?
Nope. I just got 10 torches.
We've got
20. It's actually 20.
Woo.
So I'm going to
there you go.
Have Eloise light another torch, and I will hold it with my mage hand.
Am I using a second torch of mine, or is it going to be a torch of yours?
I don't think I have any torches. I'll double check.
Okay.
Would it be in like
If it's not in your inventory, you don't got it.
Yeah, I mean, in like no, I have a scholar's pack, not like an adventurer's pack or anything.
Yeah.
You might have a candle or something. I don't know. But if you take one of Eloise's torches, I just put one on the map that you guys can move around. You're just going to have to maintain Mage Hand, because it only lasts for a minute. So every minute you're going to have to recast it.
Yeah, I could just keep popping it off while we're down here. So I'll have it go 30 feet away from us.
Yeah, like I said, this is not where you guys are right now. This is the map of the stairs leading down. I just gave you I just put you there, that way you can get the feel of the place.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to follow Shadow's direction, and I'm assuming walk for about a half an hour?
Yeah, it actually only takes about 15 minutes or so. Apparently this route is a lot closer than Shadows was expecting, and he does say so. Now, eventually you do make it to the staircase, and the staircase goes down another 300 or so feet until eventually it comes to the scene that you can all now see for yourself. A very large winding path. It branches off in 3 different directions. West, east, and south. Shadows, to remind you, now, as I said, we do have a map to this place. Now, a lot of these areas I did not go down. I did not go to the left, well, I suppose that'd be to the right, to the west, or to the south. And these paths just go, like you can see down south, as you're shining that torch and you make your way to the bottom stairs, it just keeps going and going and going. I just didn't draw it on the map, but it keeps going for quite a long ways, well past the light of the torch. But the path that your group, that Shadows went, is down and to the left, and then an immediate right. Looks like Effie just got a death call, so she's going to have to bug out a little early. No problem, we're actually about 8 minutes away.
A what call?
She's a mortician, so she...
Okay, I didn't know that's like, wait, did you say a death call?
Yeah, she's got to go assassinate somebody.
That's like, that's pretty sweet. That's cooler than I even thought before. Damn.
She's a mortician.
Got to go pick up a body.
Exactly.
So, okay, yeah, I wouldn't... I'm my personal opinion is not going off on the places we don't know down here, at least at this moment, and we stick with Shadow's map.
You absolutely can. I 100% encourage you to go wherever you want, but Shadows does know at least the directions to go.
Yeah, let's hit the vault first, and then if we are still able, maybe we can explore after, if we have time. And don't set off any alarms.
Mm-hmm.
And don't get caught.
Well, now that you are in the vault proper, it is interesting, to say the least. It's cold down here. Very cold. You make your way down the corridor, and you can see, far at the end, there is another turn, which goes off to the left, which Shadows walks towards, and he has his book out in his hand, and he's kind of examining it as he walks.
Yeah, I'm following him.
Mm-hmm. Same.
Once you get down to the corridor and turn, you can see that there is a large iron door inset into the stone wall. It is the door itself is about 8 feet tall by 5 feet wide. It has a large dial in the center of it, and then a turn crank that kind of comes out from the door itself. You've seen your standard vaults, like bank vaults. It kind of looks like that.
Okay.
The dial on the wall, you glance at it, is written in Draconic. I believe at least one of you has Draconic.
Oh, I hope Eloise speaks Draconic.
Yeah. You would recognize that they are in Draconic, and they are numerals going from 1 to 100.
A lot of possible combinations here.
It's probably going to be 3 numbers. You're going to have to turn to the right, turn to the left, turn to the right. You're going to have to find the right combo.
Okay.
Or I could cast a spell.
Which spell are you talking about? You talking about that one that makes a very loud noise?
Yeah, but are we still in the pass without a trace?
Only audible from 300 feet away.
Yeah, and we've gone down at least 300 feet just down the stairs. I don't think.
Yeah, but who knows what is down here?
Or failing that, I have some acid.
Or
so let's try to figure out the puzzle
Shadows,
first.
What kind of info do you got on this door, sir?
Unfortunately, the only information I was able to obtain about this door was that it was installed 1,750 years ago. It's the oldest door that I've been able to ascertain that was installed here. Now, as
so, what date was it installed?
I would think that'd be too simple of an answer.
Oh.
I can sit here and do the math if you want me to figure it out.
I mean, that's a very good possibility, Miss Eloise, but...
So, it is... The numbers are in Draconic. Is there any inscription or is there anything around here that I could see in Draconic or any other languages that I could read?
Make a perception check. Or not perception, investigation check. Sorry.
Does anybody know the Zaeim's birthday?
Well, that's the problem. Which Zaeim?
13.
Well, I would assume that you can change the combination if you know the combination.
With the 13 investigation, you do not see any inscriptions on any of the walls or anything else beyond the dial and the numbers.
Do we have a way to see the other side of this?
Maybe. No, I didn't prepare scrying.
I mean, here's your little dimension door jump through the wall trick if you want to try it.
Actually, instead of you doing that, you rely on spells more. I can Misty Step through it.
You can
You
try.
gotta be able to see.
Teleportation is not allowed down here.
Yeah, you cannot teleport, period, down here.
Yeah, as I said, plus Misty Step, you gotta see where you're going.
I mean, I want to go into the actual thing.
Alright.
I just want to go into the wall.
We know that this celebration is for the Zaeim's, what, 2000?
2000th, yes.
Do we know the exact date in history that the Zaeim took power, so to speak?
To be honest, that's a matter of debate.
Yeah, which Zaeim, yeah, and
the official story is that 2,000 years ago, the Zaeim's original ancestor found this place and began his civilization. I have reason to believe, and not really anyone should be able to figure this part out, is that the Cerulean Syndicate predates the Margarden Federation. So Valenro has been in operation much longer than just the 2,000 years that of Rowena itself.
What about the walls around the door, or around us? What are they made out of?
The walls themselves are made out of stone. Just mined gray stone. Quarry
Okay.
gray stone.
Is Pass Without a Trace still up?
By this point,
Last
no,
an
it
hour.
would be, yeah, by this point, no, it would be gone.
If everyone's okay with just chilling out for 10 minutes, I can see if I can try a new trick. I might be able to walk through the wall.
but that would be an interesting trick.
I have the ability to shape stone, but that would only be if it was no more than 5 feet thick.
Oh,
Do
never
you know how
mind.
thick this
I can
is?
only come out where I went in.
No.
Never mind.
You can always try to just,
Is there any
I
information
think
you
we
got?
figure out the lock.
Go ahead.
I think we should try knock.
Alright. I'm
Anybody have
gonna...
any objections?
What if we say
Hmm.
friend so we can enter?
All right.
Speak,
Okay.
friend.
Melon.
shave and a haircut. I cast knock.
And as he casts the spell, you just hear this loud, resounding.
That was a cop knock.
Yeah. Clang. The loudest knock you've ever heard. And you all have to grab your ears as this echoes throughout this chamber. But
Oh no, it's not metal enough.
the door slides open.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Let's move.
Revealing another long chamber. Chamber itself is very, very long. It's good 100 feet at least. As you're all approaching and getting closer, you send the you have to recast the mage hand and send it floating along. As you do, and it begins flying out, you just hear these as arrows begin shooting out from statues along the edges. One of them hits the torch that's being held, smashing it out of its hand, and everything goes dark, or at least in that area.
Did we see how tall the arrows were being shot from, or was it different dimensions?
From quite a few different dimensions, actually. Okay. As you're getting closer and you're looking out, there are small stone faces inset along the walls. Every 5 feet, there's another face, and they're up and down, and there's like a dozen of them in a row along the walls. And arrows.
The torch didn't touch anything. What triggered them?
I'm looking at the map. This is the
Gonna be the zigzag room.
Is this zigzag room?
Yes, this is indeed the zigzag room.
Now, do you recall the movement you had to walk in?
A little bit, but not a lot. Unfortunately, as I said, Valenro actually spun me around about a dozen times before grabbing me by the hand and leading me. Now, I know I started off from right here, and that's where he moves to, and began moving. Then I turned a right, and I walked for a little bit and moved forward a bit more, but where exactly I walked, I cannot say for certain. Or where exactly I turned.
If it was floating and it didn't touch the floor, and let's say it wasn't, attracted to the light, there must be some kind of, you can't move in certain areas, even just pass through that pocket of air.
Right.
Because it's going to detect you. So.
Sounds like it's time for the blind man's gambit then. You pull out a 10-foot pole and move it in front of you.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Do you have a 10-foot pole?
You happen to have a 10-foot pole?
Yes.
Where were you keeping that?
He's an elf. Guess.
You do have like you bought one of those 10-foot poles that like you can break down, like it's a tent pole a little bit.
Yeah.
Like it's not magical, it's just you break it. So like it's in 1-foot sections, and there's 10 sections, and you have to like sit there and assemble it to get it.
Screw them together.
Yeah, basically.
This makes so much sense for the last 10 sessions.
Can I take out my what the hell is it called? My rod, my staff of power, I believe.
You're gonna pull out the staff of power?
A magic item?
No.
Okay, so no, I wasn't. Oh yeah, that's right. We have to wait until it's set off. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Corin, hey Corin, what do you think about me pulling out my staff of power?
And everyone's just like, no! All at once.
Alright, perfect.
So I will screw together my 10-foot pole.
Okay. Well, as you all sit there in the vault, watching Corin assemble his 10-foot pole to try to navigate through this zigzag room, I think that's a great place to end things for this evening. Because it is after 10 o'clock.
Blood. This is why the elves are popular with all the ladies.
Oh, because you like to stick things and hide them up your ass. I got you.
Because they have 10-foot poles.
Rabbit. Yeah, he's a rabbit, by the way.
Alright, I gotta go. I'll talk to you guys next time.
Bye.
Yep, good night. Thank you to everybody who watched this evening. I hope you had some fun while we did a very role-play heavy series. That's what the heist is. Not a lot of battles going on, but
so bad.
Next week's gonna suck so bad?
Because something's gonna happen. Somebody's gonna die. It's gonna happen.
What are you talking about? It's going great. You made it into the vault.
Yeah.
It'll be fun no matter what. But anyway, once again, thank you to everyone who watched. We appreciate you tuning in. Hope you had a lot of fun. Hope you all had a lot of fun playing in this heist that we got going on for you.
I did.
I like playing my character more than I like playing Blazenir.
Yeah, well, but Matthew, unfortunately, will be gone one more week, but then he'll be back. So we look forward to seeing him. But anyway, yeah. So come back next Monday at 7 o'clock to see the continuation of this heist, and hopefully they don't all die horrible deaths.
Yep.
Once again, thank you to everyone who watched. Have a great evening. And we'll see you next week. Good night.
See ya.